Today we are at the World Polo Championship headquarters and we are here to know what's happening in the upcoming World Polo Championship, which is taking place from the 21st of October to 29th of October. And the most exciting part of this championship is that India is playing and we all are very excited to come around and cheer our Indian team. So let's talk to some people from the organizing committee and also from the Indian-Australia community and find out how excited they are about this upcoming big event. Friends, joining us today are the Indian-Australian entrepreneurial artists who are delighted to collaborate with the World Polo Championship. And we have with us Selena, who is the curator for the World Polo Championship, and we have Mansi along with a group of ladies. Selena, welcome to Desi TV Australia. Just would like to know, first of all, what's your role in the World Polo Championship?
I'm curating the World Polo Championship art exhibition. The exhibition is going to showcase to the world our established and emerging artists. And I'm so proud to be sitting here today with these beautiful, lovely Indian ladies, as an artist as well, collaborating with these ladies to create an art piece together for the exhibition.
So this is a beautiful story that's coming together. It's a story of artistry and entrepreneurship. A brand called Morni and the other brand called Tranquil Impressions is coming together to bring you Indian art, Indian culture, Indian heritage, along with Australian backgrounds, collaborating with the World Polo Championship. We're very excited because Indian polo is finally coming to Australia. Australia has been very welcoming and we're very excited to see the Prince of Jaipur come to Australia.
With this collaboration, I feel, being part of the Morni brand, we're going to bring across rich culture of India, creativity on a platform like World Polo Championship.
We're all very excited and looking forward to seeing you at the World Polo Championships.
Friends, we have with us Manu, who is an Indian entrepreneur in the field of education and is also the co-founder of the Indian-Australian Polo website, which he has launched recently to create awareness of the India-Australia Polo. So Manu, how are you planning to help the people from the Indian-Australian community to celebrate the spirit of Indian Polo Sydney?
Well, I think we have a really fantastic community here, and I think that it's sort of the World Polo Championship has really lacked attention. So, I came up with an idea with my friend Indy, and we decided to create a website and social media pages just to increase awareness. So we're going to be, sharing a lot of posts from the Indian players, potentially working with the players and letting them meet the community. Sort of just creating stories, creating a buzz around it because, we're making history here, right? First time it's ever been held in Sydney. So I think it's really important to get the Indian community involved. And that's sort of what we're trying to achieve with our India-Australia Polo website and Facebook page.
And then we had the opportunity to meet Caroline, who is from the Austin family, and her family has been involved with polo from generations.
Yes, both my father, Ken Austin, and my uncle, Hector King, during around the time of the late 1940s, and that was actually quite a difficult time in Indian history. Yes. They had sent shiploads of horses for the military and for the army and for the Maharaja and cattle, and they had shipped the horses and cattle up to India, and fortunately they got to play some polo up there as well. So
the history of polo goes back to 1940s, more than that.
Well, I think in India, it's been played for such a long time. I think really India is the birthplace of polo, and it has also been recorded on the plains of Persia from sort of quite a few centuries ago. But it really captured India, and certainly best known as the game of the Maharajas, although now of course anyone can play and have a go. You don't need to be rich, you just have to be very determined. Yeah.
As we know that the Indian polo team is coming to Sydney for the first time for the Polo World Championship. Have you planned anything to welcome them, or how excited you are about that?
I think I should plan my first Bollywood outfit and come and sit with the Indian camp. Mystic and the colour and everything that is to do with India. Australians love it. They love Bollywood and
vibrant colours.
Yeah, and Indians love to party, and I think that Australia has a really strong connection with India.
So we are at the World Polo Championship headquarters here in Richmond, and with us we have Bill from the Higgins family, who are responsible for organizing this big event which is coming up in October. Tell us a bit more about yourself and your family's involvement in polo.
Well, basically, we are hosting the World Polo Championships here in Sydney, in Richmond, Australia. We put in the bid to host the championships about 3 years ago, so this has been a long time coming for basically the biggest polo party of the century. We've got 8 of the best teams in the world playing.
One of them is in India as well.
Who we love and can't wait. It's India versus England in the first game. So the first game of the festival.
So who are you supporting?
India, of course.
Since we have with us a polo enthusiast, Indy. Tell me, what's your engagement in the World Polo Championship that's happening in October?
Probably you can call me the unofficial ambassador because India has a great polo heritage, and it's been for hundreds of years that India has this heritage, and Australia has developed a great heritage of polo as well. Myself finding in between India and Australia, I feel it is a great time to interact between the communities and also to learn about the sport and also to engage with the people in the polo community and the broader Australian community. I think sports can do a lot of good in the society, and polo sports definitely has that power.
And friends, we have with us John today, who is one of the officials of the World Polo Championship here in Sydney. Tell us a bit more about yourself.
So I'm part of the team producing the World Polo Championship this year in Sydney. I'm recently arrived into Australia from England, where I was organising polo there as well.
Okay, and I know you've been to India a few times as well?
Yeah, many times. So from 2011 to 2016, I'd go every year, sometimes twice a year, to organise polo in Jodhpur and Jaipur, with both the royal families there throughout their seasons. India's got a great team, a really good mixture as well. So India's got a great polo heritage. That's actually where the first rules of the game were established. Even though the game just predates all other sports, they say it's the oldest team sport around. Yeah. I think that India's collected a great group of players. They've got some really good army players, and also the young Maharaja as well, who's really trying to bring polo back onto the forefront of Indian sport.
That's right, and I've also heard that you have invited the Indian Consul General of Sydney to be a part of this game as well.
That's correct. We're engaging with all the diplomatic offices that represent the teams, really trying to get their official support of the team's time in the country, and getting them all involved on the 21st for the opening ceremony.
Hi, Akshay here with Peter Higgins, the president of the World Polo Championship. Now, Peter, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the World Polo Championship?
Yes, Archie, I've been playing polo for about 30 years actually. It's a passion of mine. And in 2001 I got the idea to host the World Polo Championships here in Australia. So I bought a dairy farm and a turf farm. I merged 22 properties together. I put 6 polo fields in, and I created the infrastructure and facilities which would be eligible to be able to host this championship. I was absolutely ecstatic, Aceh, when I heard that India had qualified. The Indian community as a whole are a wonderful sport-loving community. So India qualifying was on the top of my wish list. I've hosted the Indian team here in Australia at the Sydney Polo Club before, and I also hosted them in New Zealand of all places, even though I'm not a Kiwi, but I was over there and they remembered me, I remembered them from when they were here at the Sydney Polo Club. We got together and we put on a wonderful barbecue for them right on the beach in New Zealand. But of course, we're looking forward to the Indian team coming back here to the Sydney Polo Club. There's a lot of activities as well besides polo. It's very family friendly. Children under 15 are free. We have a rodeo on, we have jousting, we have the world's tallest show jumping, whereby if somebody breaks the record, which was established back in 1949, they will win a Mustang car. So there's lots going on. There's an art exhibition, there's village stalls. This is going to be a sea of activity. Behind us, we are playing polo here now, we're practicing, is just going to be full of equestrian activities, and the polo fields that you can see around us are walking distance, so people can buy tickets to come and watch the polo off that website.
There was a practice match happening just a minute ago, and we have the players from around the globe. If India happens to win in this upcoming World Polo Championship, how would you celebrate?
Lots of Indian beer and plenty of garlic naans.
I'd have a glass of whiskey with the Indian team.
Hi, I'm from Argentina. I would dedicate myself to yoga instead of polo if India wins.
I'm Adam from Australia, and I think if India wins, if they happen to beat Australia, then I think there's a good feed of Indian coming up.
With only 30 days to go, we are preparing to bring to you interactive interviews and polo game highlights so you can enjoy the World Polo Championship with us at Desi Australia. Thank you all for joining us today, and please don't forget to buy your tickets from Sydney Polo Club or India Australia Polo website. This is Aarti Banga from Desi Australia signing off now.